The music of, the spirit of, the message of, the vision of Ludwig van Beethoven is as topical, is as meaningful today as it was hundreds of years ago. We associate the beginning of the Romantic era somewhat with the French Revolution. You're looking at 1789, you're looking towards the end and into the 18th century. And Beethoven straddles that. You know, there's Beethoven, there's Goethe, there's Schiller. And what they are expressing, while it's for everyone, is something so much more individualistic. The Third Symphony is very often considered the beginning of Beethoven's middle period. There are three very clear periods in his life: the early period, the middle, and the late period. The Third Symphony was this astonishing leap in, if you like, the power of the dimensions of a symphony. Up until then, for all the genius of Haydn and Mozart, you were talking about symphonies that might be 20 minutes long, 25 minutes long. With the Eroica, all of a sudden you have an epic work. More than any symphony thus far, the feeling, there's something cyclical about it. There's a feeling of a journey through the movements. They're not just four isolated movements, entertaining, strong, powerful, beautiful, but there is a feeling of there is a beginning and there is an end, and you as musician, but you also as listener, are taken on this journey. And just take those first chords. It's a feeling of, I'm here. It's just like this door is swung open, and there is a new spirit, there's something in the symphony that is imbued. There's something that all of a sudden the power and the dimensions with this symphony change forever. To know that even those chords that sound so organic, and I think that's also one of the most brilliant parts of Beethoven, he worked over every bar, every phrase. And when you listen to it, you can't imagine it could be any different. But those very first chords, that was an afterthought. The symphony originally began with a chord and then we were off, you know? And no, he knew there have to be some kind of pillars, bookends. It's an interesting phenomenon for me that every time I approach a Beethoven symphony, I feel as if I have nothing to say. It terrifies me on some level. And I've done these works so often, but I still come each time and it's a little like standing at the bottom of Ben Nevis or one of the Grand Tetons in the Rockies and think, really? I have to go up there? It really is like you're climbing up a mountain. You just don't look down. You don't let the epic, revolutionary nature of this work intimidate you. You approach it like everything else. You embrace the fact that you are on a journey. I would so love to hear Beethoven's Eroica for the first time. Of course, I heard it for the first time. When one's young, one perhaps doesn't fully appreciate. When one's older, one really appreciates, my goodness, what a monster work. But I think anybody listening to the first time will be struck by its beauty, by its power, and this is really intrinsic to Beethoven. There is a pulse, there is a primal, elemental pulse in this music, which in some ways we tune into it. It's like a frequency that anybody who's open to that and is willing to be open to that can be carried to places that he or she never were aware that they could actually be taken. And that is what I'd say to anybody who's hearing it for the first time. Lucky you.